And welcome back to the IPF World Championships. And the battle of the 63 kilos are about to begin. This is six-pack Lapidat. I am joined by Stephanie Puddicombe, who 2 bronze medals in the IPF Classic World Championships, World Games participant, several times national champion. Anything else I'm missing?
No, that's about it.
Okay, there we go. And a little bit of catching up for everybody. I know when you tuned in here expecting Isabella von Weisenberg, she has not made weight. It was quite the struggle, and she will not be competing today.
So I think last going off, she was 0.35 of a kilogram too heavy for the 63 class.
Close, but close will not cut it. She took all the time allocated. And with that, we will start with 122.5 kilo loaded on the bar for Suzuki of Japan. So if you're looking at this, with Isabella gone, kind of opens up the door for the Canadian Maria T, because Isabella was such a big squatter. Gained some ground in the squat gold medal, possibly a world record.
Yes, she was set up to actually set a world record, I think, deadlift as well. She pulled 500 pounds in training, so it's unfortunate she didn't make weight here today.
George, how about some music, George?
Definitely the talk of the warm-up room. And Suzuki. Depth looks good to me. 3 by lights, I'm assuming.
And the lift is good, 3 right bars, good around the floor.
We're not expecting too many more dramatics in terms of the openers, but sometimes you get it. People getting a little ambitious, opening too high.
So we also have world-class bencher Jen Thompson in this class, so we're going to see a female bench over 300 pounds here today.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that. So chips, whenever you get a world record, often you could get a chip, and that's strategically really good later on for the totals if it's a tight race. We could see Maria T with a squat world record and earn a chip. Thompson with a bench world record and earn a chip. And Sam Calhoun is about 4 kilos away from a deadlift world record and another chip. It's going to be tight. And Tonya van Lille of Republic of South Africa, 125 kilo on the bar. Oh, a little bit of work for an opener.
Tonya van Lille, 125 kilos, 3 right lights.
So just a bit of background here. Maria Hetty competed last year in the 57 class, a close second to Jen Milliken. Second place in the 57 class, but she was also second place overall lifter in the open female category last year. So she's quite the competitor.
Wow.
And she got to eat up to 63, so we'll see what she can do at a full 63 here today. Well, not a full 63, 61.14.
Yeah.
The lightest one in this class.
No cutting for her. 127.5 for Sandra of Germany, and we'll see what they say. 3 by lights. Yeah, and that's really the polar opposite of what Isabella was trying to achieve. One cutting down, one moving up.
Yeah, Isabella would have been quite competitive in the 72 weight class this year without Kim from the United States here, and Priscilla is not here, so she probably would have been better off eating up and competing in that class.
Yep. And the Belgian lifter, 130 kilo for her opening weight.
She is from Belgium, she's got 130 kilos on the bar.
And this is a big weight class. It's going to be split up into 2 different flights. Looks good. The benefit of 2 flights here, at the very least, if you did cut a lot of water, you got another flight, you're rehydrating. Flip side, and Jen Thompson was saying this when I ran into her, there's going to be a really fast turnaround between your opener, second, and third lifts.
Yes, for sure. It was the same way with the 57s there in the morning session.
Yeah.
And if you're watching from home and are wondering how they split them up based on totals. So the top 8 people go in the second flight so they can see what the people in the first flight have already done if they're contenders for medals and whatnot.
Tactical advantage, but they earned it with a bigger total.
That's right.
Sari Uski of Finland, 140 kilo for her first attempt.
We got Jackson Spencer, world champion there on the back spot today.
I'd feel safe with him spotting me.
Absolutely. Looks like a good spot.
Yep. And good to see winning the title didn't go to his head. Stay humble.
Stay humble.
All hands on deck. Yeah. Steena Lyndell from Finland, 142.5 kilo.
Steena Lyndell, Finland, 142.5.
So in first attempts here, we're up over the 300-pound mark already. This would be 314 pounds.
And nobody's really had to, you see no failed attempts on the openers.
It's hard to come back after red lights on your opener.
Yeah.
Very nerve-wracking.
Have you been backed into that position in an international stage?
Not on an international stage,
Yeah.
no. I got Tom Keene doing my numbers. He's normally all right.
Depth looks good.
Bit of a push there, but...
Now, sometimes when you walk out there and you're a little bit full of nerves, have you ever had maybe an opener, a little shaky, in your second attempt, you get a little better as you go?
Yeah, my squat openers always feel shaky. My second attempt always feels better than the first. You get the nerves out, and you kind of see what it feels like to be on the platform with the lights. And
yeah. Sofia Curry of Algeria, 145 kilo loaded on the bar for her opener. And as long as everybody's well within their means for the opening squats, it's a bit of a slow boil. For the lifters, no news is good news. Oh. And I, of course, spoke too soon. And the clock is ticking for her to make sure her socks aren't tucked underneath her sleeves.
yeah, she's only got 22 seconds to get the start command, and her socks are touching her knee sleeves, which is not allowed. She's going to time out on this lift.
It happens to me all the time. As soon as I say something, oh my gosh.
She's running.
What? That is speedy. She gets a little hop under there. Go on then. Well, she's...
Yeah, her knee sleeves were rolled up as well, and you can't have your knee sleeves rolled up.
Don't let her knock it. Time. Don't let her waste the energy.
Yeah.
So it's always bad to miss an opener on a technicality like that.
Yeah.
So then you're in the situation. Do you jump anyways, or do you keep it the same and lose kilos?
And how would you play that?
If it was a technicality like that, I think I would just go for what I had planned on the second.
Yeah, and that's the dice you roll. Sometimes you miss the first one, technicality, but if you miss the second one on strength for some
You're in
reason,
trouble
yeah.
then.
But again, like you probably just don't want to fall behind. Tonya Van Lille, 130 kilo, and I feel like we just seen her right here. This is how fast this flight is going to move.
They are moving fast.
That's another thing to consider when putting in your attempts. Make sure you adjust. If you're not used to this, that is going to be on the line.
She's fighting.
Oh.
Let's see if that fight was to depth. Oh, she stepped.
Before, oh.
Step before the command, yeah.
Yikes, that's a big fight to just hand it off at the end.
Some people are used to training quickly in between attempts, but then you have those people who time 4 or 5 minutes in between every heavy attempt.
Yeah.
Those people will find this speed very difficult today.
Sandra Iman from Germany, 132.5 kilo. This is a 5 kilo jump from her opener. Getting tight under there. Depth for sure.
That looked deep. Bit of a push.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of room to grow. What would you say?
I would say I would probably only go 2.5 on
Yeah.
that. Bit of a push.
Pacing yourself is the name of the game. If you start grinding too early, it is a long event.
You got to be careful not to grind too much on the squats and hurt yourself for the deadlifts as well.
Mm-hmm. Kyoko Suzuki of Japan also going to take 132.5. And this will be a 10-kilo jump. Ordinarily, what kind of jumps do you like to take from your opener to your second attempt?
I normally like to go 7.5 jumps. I feel pretty safe with that, but if the competition is pushing, then and I need to do 10s, then I'll do that. But 7.5s normally feel pretty safe for me. Looks like a good squat.
Yep. 3 white lights.
You'll see a lot of the SBD singlets out here. They've sponsored a lot of the countries, SBD team country singlets.
Yep.
They look very sharp on the platform.
Including Team Canada.
Including Team Canada.
You're still wearing yours right now. 135 for the Belgian lifter. And took 130 for her opener. 5-kilo jump. Depth is there. Oh, it's about a little much.
And she might have got back on her heels a little bit much, and then it's hard to push out of the hole.
Sofia Curry of Algeria, 145 kilo being loaded on the bar, and a little miscommunication for her first one.
Right, so she didn't get to the bar at all, so she's going to repeat the 145 that she wanted to do there on her first. If you're just tuning in, she didn't miss it on strength. Her sock was touching her knee sleeve, so she actually didn't even get the squat command, so didn't get to try it.
And then she forgot to roll down her knee sleeve, and it's a bit of a mess.
Timed out. So you get 60 seconds until you get the squat command. If you go over 60 seconds, you don't get to squat.
So she got the squat command this time. Depth.
It looks like a good squat, nice and easy.
And she's back in the hunt. 3 white lights. Now in this position, she missed her opener. You take your scheduled second attempt, or do you jump to your third?
You're at Worlds. I think you got to jump to your third and try to get as many kilos as you can get to get in a better finish place.
And Lyndell of Finland looking for 147.5 kilos to be loaded on the bar.
Bars loaded. Steena Lyndell, Finland. Been competing for 3 years now. She's a nurse.
So she's hit 145 previously. This will be a personal best for her, and it's already the second attempts.
Depth looks good.
Yeah, it was work, but I think she might have it.
Oh, good lift. She has 2.5, maybe 5 more on that.
Yeah. Sometimes it depends on the lifter's progress. I know with the Canadian team, the coaching staff, if you're going to start hitting PRs early, ask you questions like, how often have you hit this in training? How comfortable?
How much weight did you have to cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those factors definitely come into play.
These are variables.
How are your nerves?
147.5 for Uski of Finland. 7.5 kilo jump.
What would her personal best be before today?
150 on her nomination, so we're still floating a little under that.
pretty easy. That
Yeah.
looked opener-ish to me.
It looked like she should probably up it personal record for her third attempt.
She'll probably jump 5 on that.
I'd have to agree. And the South African 130 kilo for her final attempt. She had missed it on her second.
She missed this on depth or on strength? She grinded it out. It was a very
Yeah.
hard grind, and it was high.
And then did she give away the jump to the command as well?
She did.
Couple infractions there.
So let's see if she can grind again for the second time.
Yep.
In quite a quick turnaround.
And that's really the toughest part there. If you got to start grinding in this kind of turnaround. Okay. She actually looked
better.
a lot better.
Less of a grind.
Short away for the re-rack. 3 white lights. That was a good turnaround for her.
Impressive to come back and get it after missing with such a grind on the second.
Yeah. It
What
just
was-
helps you gain a little confidence.
What was her PB before today?
That was South Africa right there. 127 and a half.
All right.
Sandra.
Grinding out a personal best.
No place to do it like Worlds.
That's right. 135 for the German, 2.5 kilo jump. Possibly sensing close to her limit. Depth looks good. Wow. I think a well-chosen attempt. I don't think she had a kilo more.
It's a good lift.
3 white lights.
Yeah, no, that was looked like a max for her.
And from Belgium, 135. Going to take another stab at this.
Did she stand up with this last time? I think she missed this halfway up.
Yeah, and it's a 5 kilo personal best.
She opened with her previous best and then jumped 5 kilos.
Always a little dicey, even if you're having a good training cycle with, you know, time zone difference and travel when you're coming from Belgium.
The nerves always fly high, too, if you miss one on strength and have to go out and try it again.
Whoa, stays in the pocket. We'll see what they say about her depth, though.
Good.
3 white lights, wow.
These girls are coming back and
Yeah.
smashing what they're missing here on seconds.
Not leaving any kilos on the table. Suzuki from Japan, 137.5 loaded on the bar, and thus far we haven't had anybody miss their third attempt. She doesn't look overly concerned. Suzuki has hit 125. This is way over her previous best.
Born in 77, would she be eligible to be a Masters 1 lifter?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So Masters 1 lifter lifting with the open ladies.
Takes guts.
Actually, Jen Thompson, I know this young lady.
Hot prospect. Jen Thompson, multiple time world record holder, world champion, possibly the greatest bench presser of all time.
I think up until her last meet on the platform, she always benched more than she squat. Her last meet, she had a PB squat for her, which was 150 kilos, but normally she outbenches her squat.
Yeah, that's kind of rare.
But her squat has been going quite well in training for her, so she's picking up some more kilos on the squat.
And it's not like it's a pedestrian squat. Still healthily into the 300s. Opening with 132.5, very respectable.
Jen is a veteran in the sport. It's hard to mess up a veteran. They've missed lifts, they've done it all, so
Yeah.
nothing kind of phases them.
They're not getting shaky. She's been powerlifting since the late 90s, and some of these young ladies were not even alive. Or if they were children. The Austrian Laura is going to attempt 145. It's always funny in terms of the subtotal. Jen will be middle of the pack when we're talking squats, and as soon as it hits bench, she starts benching other people's squats, and very quickly catches up.
She will outbench a lot of the squats here, yeah.
You don't often see that in any weight class.
Jen Thompson was just at Bench Worlds, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe a month ago, not even?
I would assume she won.
She's won.
Not by a little.
No.
Nicely done here. Austrian should pick up 3 whites. Judges agree.
I don't know if 1 or 2 of her children actually competed in that meet as well.
And her husband, I believe.
Family affair.
It's
they
a
all
family
did it.
affair, that's right.
Well, if they have her her bench luck, then they're setting up pretty good.
Yeah, those are big shoes to fill. And from Denmark, Tanja, 145 kilo loaded on the bar for her opener. So Isabella von Weissenberg may be out of the battle, but defending world champion Horner is still in. Maria T from Canada, and the 1-2 punch from U.S. Sam Calhoun and Jen Thompson. Nicely done. Good speed. Is the depth there? Judges say it is. And that's all that matters. And the Norwegian Belden, 147.5 being loaded on the bar. And with Maria T's opener at 177.5 and the squat world record at 83 kilo, I think that record's in danger.
That record is in danger. Everyone looks at her openers and thinks, oh my God, 177.5. Why would you open that heavy? She will come out and absolutely smoke that, is my prediction.
Yeah, it's going to move like an opener should.
She trains hard, and she's more than ready for this meet today.
And like we had said, she has the benefit of having 8 up. No, actually, you know what? Sam Calhoun and Jen Thompson all don't really cut. They are naturally 63 kilos. Mm-hmm. They don't cut much water. So what you see in the gym is likely what you're going to see on the platform.
Yes, absolutely. They come in and don't have to manipulate water or sweat or do any of that stuff.
Now here's Sam Calhoun.
Sam competed at the Arnold's, I believe, there a few months back.
Yep.
And she actually out-totaled Maria by 2.5 kilos at the Arnold's.
The rematch.
The rematch is here.
This is Sam Calhoun's first World Championships, but she also battled at the U.S. Nationals.
It's a deep squat.
Yeah. Leaves no doubt for the judges. World record, 167.5 kilo. Born in 76. We have a lot of masters in here.
She also competed at the World Games in Poland in
Is
July.
that right?
So she's a fantastic equip lifter as well. You can see by her technique that she lifts equipped. Chest up nice and high.
Yeah.
Slow descent on the squat, very controlled.
And she's used to having a lot of weight on her back.
Mm-hmm. So the walkouts probably feel quite light for her.
Yeah, I'm not going to rattle her now. Here she is. Maria T, 177.5 kilo on her back. And she is a squatting machine.
She is. It looks like, I can see her feet under the camera there. It looks like she's squatting in flats today.
Does she usually do that?
She does not usually do that. Maybe it's something new she's been doing this training cycle, but she normally has squat shoes on.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. She's broken the squat world record unofficially previously.
She has, yes. Yeah, in this class. She also held the 57 squat record, and then Jen Milliken came and took it last year. She had it for about 30 seconds until Milliken followed her last year.
Good enough. Now here we go. Canada's representative in the clash of the 63s.
Looks good.
Wow.
Her knee sleeves look loose.
Yeah, they look very loose.
She's got one red there. I think that might have been for depth. That's a little bit higher than Maria normally squats. She's normally so much below parallel that it's a no-brainer white.
Yeah, you know what? Her knee sleeves are literally bunching up on her.
Yeah,
what? Do you think she's borrowing somebody's or?
I don't know, but they look loose.
Yeah. And Jennifer Thompson, 132.5 kilo being loaded on the bar for her. Nope, 147.5 kilo loaded on the bar. She's taking a 15 kilo jump. But Jennifer likes to take big jumps.
She does, and Jen needs this. She needs every kilo she can get.
Yeah.
Her, I think her best squat is 150. Yes, so she's nominated with 150 kilo squat. And I know from following her on Instagram, she has done that a few times in this training cycle.
So she's confident with this. Yeah, this is as close as you get to equaling her personal best without touching it yet. So let's see how this moves.
And all of these top fives, they need every single lift to podium here today.
Yeah, you can't blink first. Oh, depth all day. Wow, she's strong today, and she knows it. 3 white lights. Can be interesting.
Would you do a 5 on that?
I was
7
about
on
to
that?
ask you. You came out first, so I'll answer first. Oh, just because you just said, I mean, you can get greedy and shoot for a personal best. If you miss, you're 5 back. If you would have went up 2.5, that's 2.5 you added.
I think if I was Jen here today, I would go no more than 5 on that.
No more than 5. More than 5 is just a little too reaching.
She'll really get some ground here when they start benching.
I think because it's Jen Thompson, and I swear I think she might be immortal. 5 kilo might be there. What do you
Yes.
think?
I think 5 kilos is there.
152.5 for Laura of Austria. Oh, look, I like the head nods, letting the crowd know, don't worry, I have this. The judges agree.
Looks like Jen actually jumped 7.5 kilos, so she must be feeling strong today. That's a very big competition PR for her if she hits her 3rd squat.
It's a huge PR, and the thing is, the reason why I was more estimating a cautious approach, the turnaround isn't like normal meets. So her previous PR probably had a much larger turnaround. I was
Yes.
accommodating that, but okay, well, adds to the drama.
She's getting her way up here. And on openers, she was in 5th, so now she's looking like she's in 4th. So she'll pick away kilo by kilo and hopefully get up in the top 3 here.
Belden of Norway, 155 on the bar for her, 7.5 kilo. Oh, depth for sure.
Depth for sure. She drops very fast for
Yeah.
the squat.
Likes a little bit of bounce at the bottom. 3 white lights.
Sometimes it's hard if you follow a lifter that squats that deep, because then even if yours is just in, it looks a little bit high because she's so deep.
In comparison, for sure. And 155 going to stay on the bar for Tonya of Denmark. Tonya Olson did 145 in her opener, a 10 kilo jump.
Her opener looked pretty solid, so let's see if she's got 10 more here. She has sparkly, glittery red and black socks on. All matching her attire here today.
Definitely some fashion points. Oh, it's a little close on the depth. Going to be borderline. What do you think? Yeah.
Oh, wow, 3
okay.
whites.
Fair enough. They're closer to the action. Now, Sam Calhoun, one of the favorites.
She jumped 10 kilos from her
That's
opener
a big
here.
jump. That's a healthy jump. We didn't think she had any kind of major struggles. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like this is a 2.5 kilo PR for her.
Already on her 2nd attempt.
Her opener was easy, but she must want it here today, and she knows every kilo counts.
Let's go, Sam.
This is going to be a pivotal squat in terms of Sam's stake in this battle. Oh!
A little bit of a sticking point, but other than that, it looked like a beautiful squat.
If you've seen her at the U.S. Nationals, she has a lot of fight in her. The question is, though, with that kind of sticking point, how much heavier do you go on your 3rd?
2.5.
I would suggest 2.5, but I suggested 5 for Jen. She went up 7.5. Maybe I'm just don't have the stomach for this.
Maybe these girls are just bringing it here
Yeah.
today.
No question now, the defending world champion, and let me tell you something, less hyped on social media, but that doesn't carry to the platform. If you want her title, you're going to have to fight her for it. Ivana, 167.5 kilo for her 2nd attempt.
Sometimes is a very strategic move to not post all your lifts on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can come out of nowhere and your competitors have no idea how many gains you made in training that cycle.
Despite being the defending world champion, it feels like a lot of pressure on the Americans and the Canadian. And that would be the social media hype.
Absolutely.
Depth for
that
sure.
Squat was deep.
Wow, she's a tiger. Handled it very well.
Definitely 3 whites on that.
Yep. No question on her depth. No, and you know what? Of the squatters we've seen, I think she's got the most room to grow.
She does. So like I said, following that squat, this girl's going to have to squat pretty deep too.
Yeah.
This girl has fight in her too. She's an excellent squatter.
175 now. She obviously broke the M1 squat world record in her opener. This is to break her own record. Because she's in the open, she won't be given any chip options. But 175 is really going to push her up the rankings for the squat.
3 reds. Sometimes the masters, the M1 lifters, if they're nationally, if they're the better lifter, they choose to go open even if they can win the masters category because they want to be where all the action is.
Yeah, 100%. Well,
she wears the same purple belts when she lifts in equipment. I remember it from World Games.
They say never bring a new gun into battle.
Absolutely not.
Depth.
She's like good lift.
She's like the Michael Jordan of powerlifting. Sticks her tongue out, let you know. And that's right on the line for depth, but she gets it. Canada's Maria T. This is a world record attempt.
World record attempt. That's a risky move on second because then the judges are watching more closely. If you're borderline, they're probably not going to give you a world record.
Yeah, they got to hold the standard.
World record wasn't flashing on the screen there.
Yeah, absolutely right. You have to hold the standard.
Her first looked harder than I've seen Maria's first attempts look at other meets. So let's see what she got in her here today.
She also got warned with the red on depth. She doesn't want to cut this any higher.
No.
It just went overhead. World record attempt, flash on the screen.
But again, the squat is her game, so she needs every kilo in the squat.
If she's going to build a base to take the title, it's going to be done in the squat event.
So I'm not sure I would have went world record on second, but she does need every kilo, so. Walkout looks nice and easy.
Yeah, I was about to say, she looks strong and confident for this one. That's deeper. Whoa, that was better. She's heating up now. Okay. 3 white lights.
Way better than the first one.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe she just needs to feel a little weight on her back, turn the nervous system on.
Maybe it's like we said at the beginning of the flight, get the nerves out of the way on the first one and then really, really hit your groove.
Sometimes you got to rev the engine a few times as well before you start hitting your pace. Now, Jen Thompson looking to fire back with a 155. This is a big PR for her, a 7.5 kilo jump. Second attempt was work. I think we both were thinking 5 kilo.
She's going to have to work for this one, and this will be a 5 kilo competition PR for Jen. And again, she needs every kilo she can get up on that podium today. Yeah, between Ivana, Sam, Jen, Maria, it's so tight at the top that you can't afford to miss. And sometimes smart attempt selections actually get you on the platform, even though you probably weren't the stronger lifter. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. It's going to come down to handling as well. Gets a high five from Jackson Spencer. Jen gives high fives all the time when she comes out on the platform, especially for bench. It's an honor. That was a quick drop. Oh my! She's grinding. Nope. And that was quite the fight, though. I think I would assume just a few kilo off would have had it very close, though. I almost started eating my words when she came up fast. She was more than halfway up there and just got back on her heels a little bit maybe and couldn't push it through to the top. Okay. She did need those kilos. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. You know the other combatants were watching that in the warm-up room. Jen Thompson, the icon, the legend.
The first to miss, but she could rally back in the bench press. And Laura from Austria, 157.5, loaded on the bar for her final squat. 5 kilo jump.
Her second one looked pretty solid.
It's there.
It's there.
Whoa!
There we go. Oh, she almost dumped the bar off her back. She held on, though.
Just in time. And she's happy with it. I think she had not a kilo more. Good attempt selection. And you had said, I mean, and you're absolutely right, attempt selection is going to be key here. You try to reach a little too far and miss. You not only miss that lift, but the opportunity for 5 kilo. Belden of Norway, 160 kilo on the bar.
Maria jumped 4.5 kilos. She's trying to make the gap as big as possible here going into bench. So she's kilo by kilo getting secure in that first spot.
This is where she's going to make her stand. Belden very fast in the hole. Nope.
Whoa.
I don't think they're going to like that she bailed the weight like that. Jackson Spencer certainly didn't like that.
He is shaking his head.
Yeah, listen, he's a strong guy, but he's not going to arm curl that for you. These aren't bumper plates. You're not in a CrossFit gym. You can't just dump it behind you. These are beautiful Eleiko plates. Treat them nicely.
The spotters handle that like pros.
Yeah.
Grabbed it before it hit the floor. No one got hurt.
Just happen to have one of the strongest men in the world spotting you.
Yeah.
But,
sometimes when they do that on a first attempt or second attempt, they tell them if you do it again, then you're out of the competition.
Absolutely. Stick with the weights at all times. Now, Olson from Denmark, 160 kilo loaded on the bar for her.
5 kilo jump here on her second. Her second was a little bit of a fight, but I think she's got 5 more kilos in her.
Lets out a little war cry before she gets under that bar. Depth is there. It's a fight, but she looks good for it. Wow.
She's going.
What a battle. Olson showing a great deal of heart, and the crowd loves it.
So far, that was the most grinded squat of this session.
Yeah, that was the fight of the day so far from this session, at least. And speaking of fights, Sam Calhoun. Now, we thought 2.5. She jumps up 5.
All right. She wants every kilo as well.
Yeah.
5 kilo jump on that last one.
It's hectic. I mean, every time we say a weight we're assuming, they go up just a stitch more, 2.5 kilo more to be precise.
So the thing with this, when you're at 100% of your max, like your positioning has to be perfect to push up the big weight like this. So hopefully she can keep her positioning good and get some weights here.
What she does have in her corner, she is a technician, but everybody's got a limit. I'll give you one other thing she has is the heart of a lion.
The walkout looks strong.
Yep.
Depth looks good.
Oh, wow. And I'm going to take the foot from my mouth. Oh. Now, do you go into the jury with that? You got a white. You're eligible.
I would go to the jury.
It's worth a conversation.
Worth a conversation. That looked good to me, but again, we're not sitting at the exact angles that the judges are able to sit at.
Yeah, they're coming at the jury, as they should. It's worth a conversation. You might as well ask. I thought it's definitely borderline. We'll update you whether that falls or stands. You know what? It moved better in her second attempt.
I don't think the jury is going to overturn that. She's coached here today by Susie Hartwig. I don't even know how many worlds she's won.
Yeah. You know what,
she is a true champion of the sport.
Ivana Horner, defending world champion, 170. Now, she watched Jen Thompson miss. She watched Sam Calhoun miss. If she hits, she's moving ahead.
This is a bronze squat medal. She has the bronze medal in the squat regardless. If she gets this or misses it, but she needs the kilos here today. She is pushing. She's pushing.
Wow, look at her bare teeth as she fights. Wowzers.
She's smiling on the top. I think that's a good lift.
I think that's a good lift indeed. Talk about a warrior.
These girls are grinding these third attempts out.
Bares her teeth in the middle of the fight and lets out a war cry. Whew.
All All right, so that was our bronze medal squat for this session.
And Tavares just took the M1 world record with her opener and completely running away with it at this point. 180 kilo being loaded on the bar for the Brazilian.
She is on prognosis in 4th place. This is silver medal squat. If she gets it or misses it, actually, because she did squat 175 on her second attempt. So M1 lifter here in the open class, walking away with a silver medal in the squat.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. And 180, just for a little perspective, she's taken this M1 record within 3.5 kilos of the open now.
Yeah, she's an excellent squatter.
Yeah.
This will probably be heavy, but she's a veteran lifter here.
Yeah, it's not going to rattle her to feel a little weight on her back.
Squats like the equipped squatters.
Maybe
she's pushing.
Yeah, nope. You know what? It's for the best. I think it might have been a stitch high anyways.
Yeah, rather than grind it out the whole way
yeah.
and get reds anyways. You know, on the platform, I rather miss on strength than stand up and get reds for depth.
Yeah, exactly, because you could grind one out, empty the tank, and then have it taken away from you.
Like, and then you think about it over and over.
Yeah, that's great.
So we got Maria coming out with another world record here.
Yeah, 188 kilos, and these are all getting banked onto her total. Now, Horner had got her third. If she could get her third, we're starting to see some separation, although we're walking into Jen Thompson's favorite, the bench press. And then Sam Calhoun, who missed, her favorite, the deadlift, is still to come. But the big squatters are doing their job, putting up the big numbers.
And again, Maria will need this lift if she wants to stand center podium today. Every lift here is
How pivotal do you think this is for her to hit this?
She has a pretty big deadlift when she is firing right, and she's firing right here today. So
that's true.
I do think she needs this lift, though, because the previous world champion there, she's on today, too.
Yeah. No, she is all types of fired up.
Horna also has a bigger deadlift, so she gets the advantage, right? She's grinding. She's grinding.
Oh, wow. Smiling from ear to ear. No
2 reds on depth.
You know what? I didn't want to say it now. Yeah, the Canadian head coaching coming to the jury just to see. It's definitely worth the conversation.
From the side here on the replay, it does look a little bit high from the side we can see.
I think that decision's going to stand. And wow. Okay. So the battle of the 63s, we had said you can't miss if you're in the midst of this battle. Considering 3 of the 4 missed their final, what is it looking like now?
Well, Maria's still there in first place. I guess you can miss if you do squat 183.5 on your second attempt.
Yeah, okay, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, I was expecting her to probably do the world record on third, but she did it on second, so she still secured that first place squat medal and is prognosis first place. So,
looking at it, so obviously Hornet, defending world champion, possibly the most overlooked, despite only because there's a lot of hype on the Americans. The Canadian, obviously, Isabella missing weight, but flying under the radar. If a world champion could ever fly under the radar, no pressure, came out going 3 for 3, and you got to think going straight to her game plan.
And you can tell she is a fighter. That last squat.
Yeah. Wow.
She's only 3.5 kilos behind Canada here, so every kilo counts.
Very tight race. What are you expecting moving into the bench press?
I am expecting Jen Thompson to move up into first, second, or third place. I would think probably third place here after the bench, because she'll probably bench 145 maybe. She's a bencher.
So we're thinking a world record attempt?
I think she's going to go for a world record attempt. What is a world record here in this class?
That's a good question. And let me break it out for you. 63 kilo for the bench, 142.
I think she takes the world record bench and adds a lot of kilos here to her total.
Follow-up question. 142.5 obviously would be chipping the world record, but not give you a chip for your total later. Does she go up to 143?
She might. I think she's going to push her bench as far as she can push it today because she is going to have to get in. Jen Thompson wants center of that podium here today.
You're right. And some people, they consider themselves champions and no less than, and settling for silver just isn't in the cards.
I don't know if Jen Thompson has ever come anything but first overall at Worlds.
I think she lost to Kimberly Walford once in 63, and then Walford moved up.
Okay.
And I better be right by that because people are probably roasting me on YouTube. Jackson Spencer made a quick cameo in our interview here. Anyways, don't go anywhere. Jen Thompson's coming back. You can't miss the legend bench pressing. See you in a couple minutes. And welcome back to the IPF World Championships here in Calgary, brought to you by Eleiko and SBD. The battle of the 63s continue, and we're going to go into the bench press, and this is Jen Thompson land.
This is Jen Thompson land. I'm not sure what she normally opens with, but she's got a 125 kilo bench opener. So if we think about that, that's 275 pounds for an opener for her bench.
Are you thinking high, low, if she wants to end up?
I think that would be low for an opener for her, considering she's benching in the 140s. Yep. But if you want to see how much of an expert she is on bench, the next closest opener to her is 25 kilos behind.
Yeah, and that's not exactly light either, but...
No, absolutely not.
There's Jen Thompson, and then there's everybody else. Tonya from Republic of South Africa, 60 kilo. Oh, did she jump that? That was quick anyways. Whites, all right.
Easy opener for her.
And something else to keep in mind, we're going to see world records fall, and if you don't register a total, that world record is white clean. So protect your records, open light. I think Jen Thompson regularly likes to open light and take a big jump for second, smaller for third. I'm guessing that's what she's doing here. I'd be shocked if she doesn't attempt a world record, earn that chip, and force people into an uncomfortable situation when we're rounding up the totals, and she has a chip in play. Sofia of Algeria, 60 kilo for her opener.
She's using blocks here for the bench to give her a bit of height there to push through with her feet. She kept her knee sleeves on for bench. I always find that interesting.
Yeah, because
I can't get my legs back far enough with those things on.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. The reason you put knee sleeves on is for a little, keep them warm, but also a little tension.
She doesn't have much of an arch here on the bench. Anyway, she's using those blocks to get drive through her feet. So instead of the big arch, she'll use the blocks to get that drive.
Suzuki of Japan, 65 kilo, loaded on the bar for her opener. And again, we're now in flight 1. We won't see anybody from flight 2 until we're done all 3 attempts. Japan looking to get her foot in the door for the bench press. I'm not expecting too much fireworks, but sometimes somebody gets caught overreaching.
Japanese benchers have such beautiful bench setup. They
Yeah.
always have these big arches and get right under the bar.
Yeah, they've really perfected the bench press. Scrutinize the rule book.
She got a short stroke there for bench, which is good.
Yep. Nicely done.
So Jen Thompson at last year's Worlds, I just looked it up here, she opened 127 kilos. So that's around what she opens, opening 125 here.
She doesn't take many risks with her opener. She also keeps herself relatively fresh if she has to grind a couple out. Now, she did have to grind one out in squats, but when you're a veteran like Jen, she's been in this situation plenty of times before. The German will open with 75 kilo. Sandra Iman.
So in the World Bench Press Championships that Jen was at in 2018, she benched 144 kilos. That was bench only, so not all 3 lift, but 144.
She really has quite the limit. The ceiling on her bench is high into the 6th floor.
You see Jen Thompson doing a lot of heavy bench holds, like holding 500 pounds for 10-second counts. Like her bench training and her bench on the platform is just incredible.
You know what? You see some girls stuck here with, if say the head judge doesn't like the elbows, the feet, you got to readjust, and they're stuck holding the weight. Anticipate that's not going to rattle Jen Thompson much.
Absolutely not.
Child's play, if she's only got 140 some odd kilo in her hands when she's used to 500 pounds. Now Yuski of Finland, 80 kilo on the bar. The Finn has hit 80 kilo for her nominated bench. Let's hope she's comfortable with this weight as an opener. Yep.
Look pretty good there.
Yep. It's one thing to hit it. It's another thing to hit it smoothly, and entirely different to grind one out and realize, oh my gosh, I got 2 more to go.
Right. And with the bench press, you have to keep your glutes in contact with that bench the whole time. So if one of the judges can see underneath your bum, then you're going to get red lighted.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of things you have to think about here. You have to wait for the commands, keep your bum on the bench, not lift your feet up off the floor.
Yep, head down. There's a lot of infractions in the bench press. A lot of people say it's actually the one lift you could throw away the easiest. And it's the one that Jen Thompson negotiates the best.
It is. Out of the 3, it would be my least favorite lift.
It's pretty nerve-wracking because you could lose it. There's so many infractions to make.
I think, and you don't know, your pause could be longer depending on who is in the head chair. The pauses here today seem pretty quick.
Yeah.
But you had to open with something you're quite comfortable with. You might have to pause that on your chest for a few seconds.
Yep. There's variables at play. It's kind of like in baseball. You establish a strike zone. In powerlifting, you establish squat depth and you establish the pause on the chest. Now, one thing that's a little more loose, if you want to put it that way, would be Sam Calhoun's favorite, the deadlift. Just one command down, far fewer infractions.
Yeah, you can wait till you're ready to start. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I agree with Sam there.
And Steena Lyndell of Finland opening with a personal best, 82.5. How often do you open with a personal best?
Today, when I competed, I opened heavier than a personal best on the squat.
Whoa.
But I guess it depends how confident you've been, how your training cycle went.
There are variables.
With a bench, I like to be able to do a triple with it, to open with it, just because you don't know.
And wowzers, that was her personal best. Okay, so training has gone well for Steena.
Steena has chalk on her bum. Some of the lifters do that. They chalk their bums, I guess so their bums don't slide on the bench. I always like to veer away from doing that because the bench is black. You want to draw as little attention to your bum as possible. So if it does hover a little bit, maybe it can get by the judges there.
Yeah, when it's all black, it's hard to distinguish if there's any spacing.
Sometimes it can be the littlest of a spacing, or if you flex your glutes when you're pushing up, it might just hover a tiny bit. So if there's white on there, it'll make it pretty obvious.
Yeah.
A lot of the lifters you see there chalk their upper backs, too, to get them nice and deep into the bench there.
62.5 for the South Republican, Tonya Van Lille.
Looked like an easy opener.
Yeah, and so far, everybody's had smooth openers.
Oh, whoa, that was her second attempt. We're in second attempts already.
Oh,
that moved quick.
This is moving very fast. And that's something else to be taken into account. When you have that kind of turnaround and you're moving this kind of weight, sometimes a weight you would be really comfortable with putting down for your second attempt, you got to think twice.
I always find with a quick turnaround like that, it's a worse for the deadlifts, actually. So we'll see how these girls veer off with this very quick turnaround with the heavy deadlifts.
Is that just because the weightage is so much heavier?
The weight is just so much heavier, yeah.
Hard to bounce back from it. Sofia Curry of Algeria, 67.5 kilo. A 7.5 kilo jump. That's a decent jump on the bench. And like you had said, broken out the blocks, relatively flat backed.
Normally you see the shorter lifters use those blocks. She's pretty tall to use the blocks, but she doesn't have much of an arch, again, so she's using those blocks to her advantage.
Mm-hmm. Suzuki from Japan, 70 kilo for her second. 5 kilo jump. Expect the textbook Japanese setup.
Absolutely. She had a very short stroke there on the opener, and it was quite easy. So I feel like a 5 kilo jump is very doable for her. Again, Masters lifter, lifting in the open category.
Yeah. The Masters being well represented here, particularly Tavares, taking the M1 squat world record within a few kilo of the open world record. Of all the world championships and sessions I've commentated on, I've never seen, bit of a scrap, she gets it.
Might have jumped that press command.
Yeah. I've never seen a Japanese lifter come out, lay down flat back, and try to hammer out a bench.
No, they got beautiful. We could all learn from their technique on bench. They have beautiful technique.
They really take a lot of pride in it.
Yeah, she got yellow there for jumping that press command. So you have to hold the bar on your chest until the center ref says press.
Here comes Sandra Iman from Germany.
And you really got to listen closely when you're on that platform because there's a lot. This is a packed house, especially for the 63s.
Oh, wow. I think this is as full as the house has been today.
It is.
People
and we
all
even
the way
have,
back to the wall.
We have people up in the balcony even. Standing room only, and Sandra from Germany takes 80 kilo.
Looked like a good second attempt.
Yep.
2 reds. That could be bum off the bench.
Guess we could see. Yeah.
Yep.
You would be right.
Yeah, she really used leg drive there, so her bum was off the bench. The 2 side refs seen it. Of course, the center ref did not. It's hard to see bum from the front.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Yuski from Finland, 82.5. 2.5 kilo jump. Trying to stay within her means, but still add some kilos. She's hit 80 kilo previously, and she opened with that. This is already personal best territory.
A bit shaky on the way down.
Ooh.
Her bum might have come up on that.
Yeah. Okay.
2 white lights is all you need, so it's a good lift.
But I would say 2.5 kilo, that's it, and that's going to be a big ask as well. That was work.
Yeah, I think she might be tapped there on the bench after that one.
Not a great feeling when you leave your second attempt and you feel tapped. I've been there, and it's discouraging.
Absolutely.
Have you, how often now, I asked Tom Keane when he was in the booth with me, Has he ever scratched and said, you know what, I just don't have a third in me. I'm not going to be able to go from there based off the second. Have you ever scratched and waved off a third attempt?
I have never. Tom has done it a few times. Tom is such a veteran lifter, and if he doesn't need to do it, he's got nothing to prove. He'll pass on it. I don't like to pass on anything. I like to try it anyways, even if I look tapped on a second.
Pride comes into play. It's true.
Yeah. And normally in the open categories, you need every lift, so you can't really be passing.
Steena with 85 handles it well. This is true. It becomes one of those conversations where do you grind out 2.5 for 2.5 kilo, save a little gas for the deadlifts? I guess that changes depending on the situation. And the Belgian 85 kilo as well.
So is the last bench in the second attempts of flight A. They're going quick, going into thirds after this one.
Personal best for Ann. And it's going to be interesting to see if after getting a taste with how quick this turnover is, anybody in flight B decides, you know what, we're going to take a little bit smaller jumps.
Yeah, so flight B is back warming up while flight A is on the platform.
And they're going to have to warm up quickly because we are moving fast.
Yes, absolutely. I think the best thing, they have 8 warm-up platforms back there, so each lifter gets their own warm-up platform, which when they have to warm up that quick, it's kind of necessary.
85 kilo was good, and we're already into our third round of benching. 65 kilo for Tonya van Lille of Republic of South Africa.
65 kilos, she's a CEO, Chief Executive Officer.
Looks like 62.5 was her nominated bench press, so this would be a 2.5 kilo PR. She hit her personal record. She matched it there on her second attempt. Second attempt was a little shaky, so 2.5 is a good call for the jump on that one.
Really got no other place to go.
Unless you're going for a world record, you got to go up 2.5.
That'd be ambitious when you're in Jen Thompson land.
That looked better than her second.
You know what? Having said that, I wouldn't rule out 5 kilo, and I feel like I'm constantly taking my foot out of my mouth when I doubt some of these lifters.
These girls are surprising us.
Sofia from Algeria, 70 kilo, 2.5 kilo jump from her second.
So this is her nominated bench press, 70 kilos, so she will match her personal record if she gets this here on her third. She's the bencher with the knee sleeves and the bench blocks. Her second one looked pretty solid, so...
Yeah, this should be within means.
She started off her day pretty rough there, not actually getting under the bar before it timed out for her first squat, so she's coming back strong here after that.
That's right. Oh, did she jump that press command? It's going to be
close.
close. It's going to be, yep.
Oh, 2 whites.
It was close enough that, it was
I think she might have jumped it, and that's why the center ref gave her a red, because he gave the command.
It was so close, only he would be able to know for sure, because I couldn't quite distinguish. Photo finish on that one. Suzuki from Japan, 70 kilo, and you're absolutely right. She had a shaky squat, but it's really important in your bench. Pick up some positive momentum, have a few wins in there, and then going into the deadlifts, your confidence is well restored. And speaking of catching a win and redeeming some confidence, Suzuki wants another shot at 70, missing it in her second attempt.
Looks good there on the third attempt.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. Wow. And she is very happy with that. Sandra Iman from Germany, 80 kilo being loaded on the bar, hoping to do exactly like Suzuki and retake her second successfully in her third.
So Germany has benched 80 kilos before. She's nominated with an 80 kilo bench, so she gets this here on third. It will match her personal record.
See if she can make a couple adjustments.
Looks like the center ref there is given very fair press commands. They're not too long and they're not too quick either, so they look quite fair.
And believe us, a couple seconds can make all the difference,
Absolutely.
especially when you're in personal best territory. Whoa!
Yes, that's right. She got this one on second, but her bum came off the bench.
Ah, you're right. Well, stayed playing it this time.
Excellent.
And Sari Uski from Finland, 85 kilo, a 2.5 kilo jump.
Her second was a personal record. Her best, she opened with her best, 80 kilos, took 2.5 on that and got it, and now is going for a 5 kilo PR on her best before this meet.
I would say this is probably the most appropriate move to make because 82.5 was work.
82.5 was a little bit of work there for her. So a 2.5 kilo jump was definitely the smart move here.
I think her 80 kilo press or 82.5 kilo press sparked the conversation of waving off a third.
It did. Oh,
and
wow.
see, I would have walked away from 2.5 kilo.
Yeah, 3 white lights.
Steena Lyndell from Finland, 87.5 kilo, 2.5 kilo jump again.
So before this meet, her best was 80 kilos. She opened with more than 80 kilos here today. Looks like she's having a great day in the bench presses. This will be a 7.5 kilo meet PR if she hits this.
Peaking well for this one, despite the travel and time zone change.
Come on, Steena, come here.
Nice setup. Oh no, wheels fell off quick sometimes in the bench press.
Absolutely. Looks like it got a little bit out of the groove there, and she just couldn't push it through.
And 87.5 kilo loaded on the belt for Anne Danfie of Belgium.
Heaviest bench here of flight A of the 63 kilo females.
Here comes Anna.
And we are way deep into personal best territory for Anne.
Anna Danef from Belgium. Lightest lifter. The bench 85 kilos. She's in the gold medal spot. She's trying to get another 2.5 kilos out of the bench. Gold medal winner in the bench. Anna Danef from Belgium.
So far she's in the gold medal position for the bench, but we have the full flight B ladies to go here.
Yeah, we also have Jen Thompson in flight 2, so it would take a miracle to snag a bench medal away from Jen Thompson.
Yeah, if we were gonna predict who's gonna get the gold medal bench, my bet would be on Jen Thompson.
I would bet everything I own
that Jen gets the gold medal bench.
Yeah, it would be a startling turn of events. And flight 2, I think Gino was awarding the gold medal to her overhead. If Jen Thompson heard that out back, she's chuckling. Now Olson of Denmark is going to kick off flight 2 for us. We're back to the openers, 80 kilo loaded on the bar.
So it doesn't look like anyone changed openers here in the top ladies. So we've got Jen still opening at 125 kilos. Canada opening at 100. Brazil's opening at 85. So these girls are opening, most of them are opening pretty close to their personal records, except Jen. She's the exception here because hers is 144 kilos.
Yeah, 3 white lights for Denmark. You know what? You're absolutely right. And I'm wondering if after they hit those heavy openers, because the turnaround is so quick, they're going to take much smaller second attempts than usual. Or, when you're lifting with emotion, walking into this, you had your heart set on certain attempts, and you don't adjust to the day, that's when you start missing. Adjusting to the day is something it's very difficult sometimes for lifters.
Yeah, when you want to open at a certain number, I've done it in the gym.
Exactly.
Sometimes that doesn't matter when the conditions are a little bit different than you're used to. You cut a bit of weight, you travel. Sometimes you have to lower those openers and get up on the board.
85 kilo looks good for the Austrian. And especially when it's the World Championships, you just competed earlier. How often do you run over in your head, this will be my opener, this will be my second, and you get almost romanticize these numbers and have an emotional attachment. And when you show up on the day of and your coach and you're having a conversation of changing the game plan, how is that for you?
I don't like to do that, of course, because I have all the jumps and everything planned out. But I've had to change and lower openers on the day of just to get up on the board and get the nerves out of the way. You know, you start talking about these things 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out, so you know what you want to hit.
You need plan B and C and sometimes D. Tavares of Brazil gets her opener. And remember, she also has world records to protect. Absolutely destroyed the M1 squat record.
90-kilo opener coming up here next.
Yeah, we are starting to open very heavy. Belden of Norway.
So almost a 200-pound bench opener here, just to put it in perspective. 198 pounds on the bar for Norway's opener.
Very, very heavy opener in the 63-kilo class. And even though, I mean, look, Maria T, a squat specialist, she's opening 100 kilo. Sam Calhoun, a dead specialist, opening 95 kilo. There is no chinks in the armory of these young ladies.
This matches Norway's personal or her nominated bench at 90 kilos.
Looked like she had room to spare.
One red there, or maybe her bum hovered a little bit.
Can't really see from that angle, but defending world champion Ivana Horner, 92.5 kilo loaded on the bar.
Nominated with a 95 kilo bench, so 2.5 below what she is nominated with. She is having a fantastic day, so I have no doubt this will be nice and easy for her.
Yeah, you got to think when you're a world champion, you're not going to roll the dice. You're taking calculated risks. I don't know much about the coaching staff of the Slovakian team, but I'm assuming she's one of their big stars, and they're not going to roll the dice.
She set up nice big arch.
Yeah.
That looked like a beautiful opener from this angle.
And you could hear her letting out. She's such a fierce competitor when she lifts. Sam Calhoun talking about fierce competitors. 95 kilo loaded on the bench for her opener.
She's nominated there with 102.5, so 95 kilos should fly here for her opener. Which sometimes having an easy opener kind of sets the stage. It gets you all confident and you feel good about it instead of grinding out an opener and then having to come out twice more.
Yeah, there's nothing worse a feeling. Well, I guess maybe missing, but beyond that.
She's got a close grip bench. She's way inside the limit there, inside the rings.
And
that was easy.
Way inside the limit in terms of how far she can push her bench, apparently. That was nice. 3 white lights.
So we got Canada, Maria Hetty coming out next. Her nomination is in at 103.5. Not sure where she benched the 103.5. But she's opening up here just 3.5 kilos less than her best, but she has gone up a weight class and has been able to eat this whole training cycle. No cutting, no cardio. So 100 kilos should, judging by her training, this should fly for her.
Yeah, and I know the Canadian coaching staff, if you put in a weight for an opener close to a previous personal best, they want to see video. They're going to have a conversation with you. They're not allowing anybody to make any silly attempts.
Absolutely. Maria's telling the handoff guy, Jackson Spencer, how she wants her handoff there for the bench.
Yeah, just the usual, sir.
Maria also uses the foot blocks. She's max width there.
Okie
that was easy.
Yeah, I'm sensing a personal best coming for her.
Absolutely.
And when your opposition hits the platform and starts moving close to personal best weight that easily, you almost got to throw out the scouting reports, and you're like, okay, I don't know where they're going to end up.
Where she does need every kilo. If I was Canada, I would jump at least 5. Like, I would jump 5, probably to 105 on that.
It looks comfortable enough. I'd feel comfortable with 5 and then make a decision from there. 5 more, 2.5 more. Now, everybody's getting all riled up here. It's Jen Thompson, the GOAT, the greatest bencher of all time, opening up with 125, and she's going to make it look leisurely. Quick conversation. Hey, how has your day been?
Well, it looks like her rack height might have been off. Which is never good because you waste time for the 1 minute that you do have. So if your elbows aren't locked on pass out, you have to re-rack. That sometimes can cost you the lift.
You're absolutely right.
I'm assuming Jen's elbows will be fine on the handoff. She's done this a time or two. So.
Here's the thing. I perceive her almost superhuman when it comes to the bench.
Jen doesn't have a huge arch in the bench either, and she's pushing this much weight. It's a long stroke.
Doesn't make sense. Like, that's just remarkable. It's crazy. I'm at a loss for words. I'm fumbling around here.
That looked as easy as anyone else's opener, and it was 275 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. It's a pleasure to see it.
So when you hear those big bench numbers for the female lifters, you assume they have a very short stroke, very, very large arch, but Jen, that's not the case for Jen.
Usually, yeah, in almost any weight class, when you see an opener that's far ahead of everyone else, you're anticipating the big arch. You know, it's the way the sport works, but Jen walks in here, lays down relatively flat-backed, long arms as well, and takes something like 225 for a ride with ease.
Jen jumped over 300 pounds, now to 140 kilos on second.
And I think it's fairly textbook for her to make massive jumps. She likes an easy opener. Now Olson of Denmark, 85 kilo. 5 kilo jump.
Oh. Just a little bit too heavy there off the chest.
And keep in mind, this is a very big turnaround. Or I mean to say small turnaround. It's a big ask to have somebody come out here so quickly. You got to really adjust your game plan to the situation at hand. Laura from Austria, 90 kilo. I'm interested in seeing if we're either going to have failed attempts or possibly more conservative second and third attempts. Austrian taking a 5 kilo jump from her opener. Oh, wow.
Maybe this fast turnaround is affecting the girls. We're starting to see a lot of reds here on seconds.
I guess time will tell. Now Tavares.
Veteran lifter, she should be able to adjust to kind of whatever's thrown at her here today.
One would hope. I mean, she absolutely, give it same turnaround for squats. Did not slow her down any there.
So currently in prognosis in 5th place. Only 15 kilos behind third, and a lot can happen here when the deadlifts start moving.
Mm-hmm. And she does have a big deadlift, very well rounded. Also got to keep in mind, even when you finish off podium, points are being collected for your national team due to your ranking. Top 5 in the world will be amazing for Brazil's points.
Most of the time, the head coach has the call. You know, the lifter could say, I want X amount, but the head coach has the call on what actually gets submitted there to the table.
And there's your successful second attempt.
First successful second attempt in Flight B, so hopefully that continues on here.
I think of all the lifters, Tavares is adequately adjusting to this quick turnaround the most. Belden from Norway, 92.5 kilo. This is going to be a personal best.
It's got a very, very good setup.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And we're back into the greens. 2 white lights. Defending world champion Ivana Horn with 97.5 kilo. And already we're getting into personal best territory for the defending world champion.
This is 2.5 kilos above her nominated bench press, which was 95 kilos. So judging by the speed of her opener, 97 kilos should be there today.
Yeah, it moved well. Again, though, like she did not miss on the squats, so I'm trusting her weight selections.
She grinded that third squat like a champion.
Yeah, she did. Flashed the teeth.
She does
let
not
out
give
a work
up easy.
right. Nope. Nope. Plenty of heart there. Attempt selection is going to make the difference.
She's pressing. I think it got back too far.
Too far, too quickly?
Too far, yeah. She pushed it backwards.
Stay at that weight. You think she might hit it?
I would repeat that.
Yeah.
She needs that bench.
And here comes Sam Calhoun. 100 kilo even. Sam going 2 for 3 in the squats, but the third squat she missed was on depth. Wasn't a failed strength situation.
So Sam is on prognosis. She's in third here, and she has Jen Thompson right on her tail here. So again, every lift makes a big difference when your top 5 are so closely knitted.
The one thing Sam has to her advantage, a big deadlift, and she could tell the coaches, load up what I need to either pull for silver, pull for gold if she's close enough.
Jen Thompson's deadlift opener looks a little bit lower than I would have anticipated. She's pulled 197.5 on nomination, so she might be just putting a lower number in there to trick people and then come right in out of nowhere for the deads. 3
white lights. Yeah, the only problem is when you're Jen Thompson, it's tough to fly under the radar.
If your competitors research at all, very, very tough.
Yep. Maria T, 105. We thought, you said 5 kilo jump, and you're right on par with what they're thinking.
So her best before today is 103.5. So this will be a personal record for Maria. But again, I think her training cycle went great. She was able to eat herself up into the 63 kilo class. So I think this should be as effortless as her opener. She's just adding all the kilos she can here going into deadlifts.
Yeah, and she's got a solid deadlift, but definitely a good chunk of her total is going to be earned in the subtotal.
Nice and easy.
Yeah. Bar speed definitely slowed a little, but I'm thinking now 2.5. What do you think?
I think that they'll probably go 2.5 and add 2.5 more kilos to that total she's building.
I know it's tempting to keep adding more kilos onto the bar. The thing is, you do so at the risk of failing an attempt, and you can only fail so many when it's this tight. Now, Jen Thompson coming out to 140. The world record is 142. Is she going up 2.5 kilo from here? Possibly.
We'll see how this one goes, but I have a feeling Jen Thompson's going to set a new world record today. Seems she sets a world record in that bench press every time she competes on an international stage.
It really does. Look at her nod.
She is fist pumping Jackson Spencer. Raring to go.
Gotta love it. Watching a master apply her craft like this.
People are standing up in the crowd, cheering.
Jen Thompson's benching, Jen Thompson's benching. People are filing in from outside.
I did a seminar. She was coaching a seminar at Iron Sisters one time and was saying she puts a football on her coffee table and gets on it a few times a day, just make sure her low back and her arch feels good. She really, really, oh, wow.
Yikes.
All right, so there is going to be another world record here set today.
The world record is in danger. Look at Jen Thompson is fired up, ladies and gentlemen.
That is just incredible. 140 kilos moves the same speed as everybody else's second attempt.
Yeah, it was. If you didn't tell me how much weight was on the bar, I wouldn't believe you. And Jen Thompson is pacing herself. Now, the question's got to be, if the world record is 142, she has hit 144 at the singles. World Championships.
I think she goes 145.
Oh,
and I
my
only
gosh.
think that because she is trying to peg her way into first place podium finish.
Oh,
But 5 kilos on a bench is
gosh.
quite a bit, so we'll see.
Yeah, it would be incredible, wouldn't it? Now 85 kilo for Tonya of Denmark, and all eyes on that scorecard to see what she puts up for her third.
Well, it's going to be 142.5 or more. She's
Yeah.
going to go for the world record here,
That is for sure.
which I'm assuming is already hers.
Yeah. 142.5.
She's
Oh,
fighting for it.
good scrap. So,
White lights.
just so you know, Jen Thompson is going for 142.5. Here's the thing. There was no chip involved there. Talking to the U.S. coaching staff, they were saying they like their chips because when it comes time for the total, you can't match them. You're not going up a half a kilo. You have to go up by a whole 2.5 kilo, and that's what a chip forces competitors to do. They are opting not to put a chip on, and based on the 140, the way it moved, I would think 143 is pretty much there. Interesting decision.
Interesting decision. Yeah, I would have thought 145 because it moved very fast. But again, I guess it's all about building that total. But 143, using that chip to their advantage would have been great.
A chip, by the way, is half a kilo.
And you can only go up in a half a kilo increment if
Yep.
you're setting a world record. Every other lift has to be 2.5 kilo increments.
Austria missed her 90 kilo third attempt. Yeah, ordinarily you got to go up by 2.5. If you're going for a world record, you can go up by half a kilo, and it's a great advantage to have. And here's Tavares from Brazil, 92.5 kilo. And let me tell you something, when there's a Brazilian in the crowd, you hear them. Very vocal and passionate about their sports.
Absolutely. So this will be a 2.5 kilo PR for Brazil. Her previous best before today was 90 kilos, which she did do on her second here today.
And she is having a historic day, smashing world records. Whoa, a little much.
A little bit too heavy.
A little much so far. Ivana Horner.
Last year's world champion come back from that 97.5 kilo bench miss to get this. She needs these 5 kilos. She'll lose 5 kilos from her total
That's
if she
big.
does not execute this third bench.
She went 3 for 3 in the squats. It set her back to go 1 for 3 in the bench. She was pacing so well in the squats. But
So the gap between her, Canada, and third and fourth actually is going to widen here if she does not get this bench press.
she's got to hold back their charge. She knows what's at stake. I'm sure the strength is there. A simple misgroove can set you back.
She's setting up nice and high here.
Oh, it's better. Nope.
Still not there today.
Yeah, that looked like it would be a strength issue. The first time I could take misgroove because I cut a little quick. That time I just don't think it was in the cards. And Belden of Norway, 97.5 kilo being loaded on the bar.
So Horna just dropped down into third place position from second by missing that bench on prognosis there.
And we had told you, you can't miss when the battle's this tight.
97.5 kilos.
Of the top nominated lifters, because they've all missed a couple, or at least one, it's somewhat mitigated and leveled the playing field again. Going to be interesting when we move into the deadlifts. Now Belden,
She fought through that one.
yep, picks herself up 5 kilo. That's 3 whites. Slamming Sammy Calhoun coming out 105, being loaded on the bar, 5 kilo jump.
Her second looked pretty fast, so this should be there. But again, in the bench, 2.5 kilos can make all the difference.
It drops off real quick.
Her best before today is 102.5, so this will be a personal record for her at 105.
I got to think if previously she was good for 102, today she could be good for 105. She's worked hard. There's got to be some progress on that bench to show for it.
I think she gets this.
I think it's a well-chosen attempt. Selection by her and the coaches.
Narrow grip for her for the bench. She's not out to the maximum she's allowed. She's pushing through. She's pushing through.
Oh, she's a fighter.
If her bum stayed down, that looks like a good lift. 3
And
white
it
lights.
is. 3 white lights.
She needed that, so there's a big smile there.
You know, it's funny. She's so stoic when she walks onto the platform. She's ready to scrap, but you don't see any celebrations or getting visibly amped up in front of us. And here is Canada's Maria T taking a 2.5 kilo jump from 105. We didn't think a 105 was a crazy scrap. This should be in the bag, I'm thinking.
So Maria's already in the silver medal position for the bench press if she gets this or misses it, because she is actually lighter than the U.S. lifter, Sam. So she has silver already. Of course, she's going to stay in silver bench if she gets this because we've got Jen Thompson in this class.
Yeah, you're pretty much battling for silver when she's in the lineup. And but this is also precious kilos to the total. Oh,
easy.
Nicely done. And good attempt selection by the Canadians.
She gives Jackson Spencer a little fist pump there.
And they're 3 for 3. So here comes Jen Thompson, 142.5 kilo being loaded on the bar.
We got world record flashing here on the screen. So if you're a gym goer in the gym, this would be 3 45-pound plates aside.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Some people would hope to be able to squat this. I don't bench it, but here comes Jen, and Jen never fails to disappoint in the bench press.
She's fired up. She wants a conversation. Grabs Jackson's hands, tosses them back at him. Use those mitts for me, son. Lift me off one more time.
Only one guy has a stronger formula, and that is
Jen is a master's lifter, again, with a gold place finish in the bench press, if she gets this or not, in this class. She opened higher than anyone reached.
Oh, wow.
She's got it, guys. I think she has.
And that's why she knows she has it. And that's why she's Jen Thompson. Textbook Jen Thompson flex for the crowd. Gives everybody on the platform a high five. And her collection of gold medals in the bench press event probably is going to take a whole room in her house. And there you have it. Huge upset. Jen Thompson with the gold in bench press.
That was, I think that was known from the start.
Startling turn of events. However, she went 3 for 3. Regardless, she's going to get the bench press with her opener, but went 3 for 3. Picked up kilos that she needed. Sam Calhoun went 3 for 3. Maria T went 3 for 3. And Ivana, defending world champion, who had gone 3 for 3 in the squats, 1 for 3 in the bench press.
Right, so first and third are actually only separated by 11 kilos, and Ivana does have a big deadlift, and so does Sam. So it looks like they'll be able to see what Maria puts in because they're bigger pullers than her. So we'll see.
She does. The one thing that Sam Calhoun has, being probably the biggest deadlifter of the bunch, she knows how much she has to load to grab a medal. Now there's 3 medals, and we have 4 favorites. And what color medal is being dished out to who? It's way too early to call still. Too much could be shaken up.
It's way too early to call. But being the big deadlifter, I mean, you can see what's happening
Pretty
before
much,
you
yeah.
go out there.
Yeah, you get to decide. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in 3.5 minutes to see the dramatic conclusion of the Battle of the 63s. And welcome back to the IPF World Championships here live in Calgary. Quick shout out to Aliko and SBD. And we are in the midst of the battle of the 63 kilo class. And the bar has hit the floor and the battle continues. We're doing a lot of number crunching and hypothesizing exactly where their second and third attempts could be, what they have to pull, is it in range? And it's, you know, the end result, you just don't know until they start showing you their cards and seeing where their strength is at. But
I am expecting Jen Thompson here to up her deadlift opener. She has a little while because she doesn't lift till flight B.
127.5 for the South African.
Very fast deadlift opener. That's what you want your opener to look like.
You know, it's crazy that when you start crunching numbers to think, like, what if Jen Thompson doesn't even make the podium and she's a legend? What if Sam Calhoun, can you picture any of these girls not making the podium? There's 4 at the top and only 3 spots on that podium.
Absolutely.
How can a 4th place lifter that good, you know, how can a lifter be that good in 4th place? That's how stiff this competition is.
And you know, those top 4, they don't want 2nd or 3rd place.
No.
Like, they have been gunning for that center podium spot since they started training for this competition.
It's hard to conceive anybody settling for 2nd, and they might get pushed off a podium.
It's going to be very, very hard to beat Marie Hetty here today.
Yeah, she's got
a good deadlift too. She back a few years ago, she was a conventional puller, and since she's changed to sumo, her deadlift numbers have gone through the roof. So
Suzuki takes 130. You're absolutely right, and I believe you were just saying she has hit 200, or she almost locked out 200 at the Arnold's.
Pretty sure 200 was the number she missed on her 3rd at the Arnold's, and it was well above the knees, and one hand just let go. She did do 195 at Arnold's.
I don't want to jinx anything, and God knows everyone's going to blame me if this is a jinx, but Canada has never had an open world champion in the IPF Classic. We're in Canada, and we might be watching it.
I think it's going to happen for her today.
Okay, you took a little pressure off me because then you jinxed her too. The Belgian, 145 for her opener. Opting for the knee sleeves on the deadlift sumo. And I think you might disagree with that.
I disagree with the knee sleeves on the deadlift.
Yeah,
There's just so much chance you can get your fingers hooked in that and then give you friction where you want as little friction as possible here.
And you see it scratch against the knee sleeve, and it's good. Quick story time while we go through. Tom Keane, pulling for in his 2nd attempt, wore knee sleeves. And this is obviously, he's in line for a gold medal. Gnarly catches the knee sleeve, can't lock it out. He goes back, and you're like, let's take those knee sleeves off. I told you not to wear those knee sleeves. Mm-hmm. And hustling quick, fast to take them off.
Oh, no, he waited. He waited till he got in the hole before he tried to take them off. So I was panicking. Tom never panics. So took them off and then executed the lift. So, you know, when the lifts are heavy, any little bit of friction at all is not a good thing on the way up.
Sometimes you can see it and it catches, and gnarling on knee sleeve can be like Velcro. Steena Lyndell from Finland, 152.5 kilos, loaded on the bar. Moral of that story, don't wear knee sleeves if you're going to go sumo.
That was a beautiful deadlift for the Finnish lifter.
This is exactly what you want your openers to look like. You don't want grinders. You want room to grow from there. Build a little bit of confidence, and you only have so much gas in that tank. It's been a long day.
You see a lot of lifters coming out here with baby powder on their legs. I guess less friction on the way up with the baby powder, but if you're the lifter following them, you got to be careful or ask them to clean the bar, because if your hands are on baby powder, you're not going to be able to hold on to that bar.
Yeah. And if they pulled sumo, it could be right where your hands are. Oh, she's grabbing the smooth part, not the gnarling.
All smooth and hook grip. Wow.
Hook grip over smooth. That is a lady who likes a challenge. Yuski from Finland. 3 white lights.
Even the judges up there are talking about how close her grip was. Look at them. All smooth, hook grip. I don't think I've ever seen that on the platform.
Try it sometime. And This won't, I believe. Okay. As soon as I saw Dietmar, I know he's the head coach of Germany. Sandra Iman from Germany, 160 loaded on the bar for her.
Loaded, says Dr. Van der Hoek. Coaching Sandra. Dietmar's loaded.
She had some PRs there today, I think, in the squat and maybe even in the bench. She's having a pretty good day.
Let's see if she could do the same with deadlifts. 3 white lights. And 165 for the Algerian.
165 kilos.
We're in first attempts here, and we're already over 350 pounds. This is 363 pounds loaded on the bar here.
Wait till we get to flight 2.
The bar is loaded to Sofia Curry.
Sofia.
So Sofia has knee sleeves on as well. Her sock is actually touching her knee sleeve, so I'm thinking the front judge is not going to give the same type of thing as the squat for her, because that's not allowed.
I had a feeling she was going to be conventional. I swear I was going to say it.
Yep.
3 white lights. There
Got
we
the
go.
lift, but they are telling her now her
Yeah.
socks are touching.
Yeah.
She's not having a good day with those socks and knee sleeves.
There's Wild Bill getting out of his seat, marching over there. Set her straight one last time. Tonya Van Lille, Republic of South Africa, 132.5 kilo, getting loaded on the bar. 5 kilo jump. Now, you usually don't see jumps of 5 kilos in the deadlifts.
No, on the deadlift, most people take a bigger jump.
And it might be a sign of the turnarounds have been very quick.
Her opener was quite fast, though.
Yeah. Yeah, she was comfortable with it. Maybe she's planning on taking a bigger jump in her final attempt. Oh, nicely done. Very strong setup. 3 white lights by the judges.
That's 5 kilos off her personal record deadlift. She's nominated with 137.5. So we'll see if she jumps to that or beyond that here on her third attempt.
142.5 for Suzuki of Japan. Master lifter lifting in the open.
She's got the baby powder on her thighs there as well to get rid of some friction on the way up.
Oh, it's a bit of a struggle at lockout, but she gets it. So gentle with the descent.
She puts it down like a baby.
Wow.
She's just showing those refs she had control of that bar the whole time.
That's right. That's right. Stay with the bar at all time. And from Belgium, and 152.5 kilo, 7.5 kilo jump.
So Belgium is actually nominated with 140 kilo deadlift, which she exceeded on her opener at 145. So this is a huge PR for her. She's a sumo deadlifter, but she deadlifts with her toes straight forward. You don't see that very often.
No, it gives you a little more balance, and you can put a little more back. It's kind of a mix of both worlds. Oh,
It's heavy there from the floor. Oh, she looks like she's a little dizzy.
and that is a sign we are moving fast.
Toes straight forward doesn't allow you to get your hips in on the bar, though.
Yeah, there's a balance. There's and a 10-kilo jump for the fin.
So this is 2.5 kilos less than her nominated deadlift, which is at 165 kilos. So on her third attempt, maybe she'll be going for a personal record here, I guess, depending on how this second one looks.
162.5 kilos.
Beltless.
Oh, she is the one who grips all smooth of the bar.
All smooth, hook grip, and no belt. She's really testing herself here.
Wow. How do you hold on to all smooth hook grip? I'm so impressed with that.
Oh, and sheds the belt as well. They got to make a new division for her.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd be able to pull 70 kilos.
Yeah. No,
all smooth hook grip.
Yeah. And Steena Lyndell from Finland, 165 kilo.
So this should be nice and easy for her. She's nominated with 175 kilo deadlift, so this is 10 kilos below her personal best. She's getting her grip on there nice and strong.
Nicely done.
So she's wearing the deadlift slippers. In the deadlift, you want to be as close to the ground as you can, so those slippers are, I guess, as close as you can get.
That would be it. Do you wear deadlift slippers?
I don't. I wear, God, I don't even remember the name of them. I have them on. The good lift ones, the leather ones. They're actually very close to the ground, too. I'm a big fan.
Sandra Iman from Germany, 170 kilo. 10 kilo jump from her opener. Ooh, slow off the ground. I think she's got it, but I don't think she's going to have much left in the tank afterwards. 3 white lights.
So that matched her PR. So if I was her, I would go 2.5 on that and try to get a PR here at Worlds.
Yeah, I don't see her taking much more. Sofia from Algeria, 175 kilo, being loaded bar, a 10 kilo jump from her opener.
So she opened 5 kilos more than her nominated deadlift, which was at 160 kilos. She smoked 165, so now she's going 175. This will be a huge PR for her. And her sock's not touching her knee sleeve now.
Took a few events, but we got there.
She's doing it.
Nicely done. Is her knees locked?
I'm not sure if her knees are locked. No. Soft knees.
You know, it's one thing the knee sleeves will give you on the dead. It hides the knees, but that was pretty apparent. Not even a knee sleeve could hide that. Tonya Van Lille of Republic of South Africa, 137.5 kilo on the bar for her. 5 kilo jump. She's only taking 5 kilo jumps here in the deads.
This is 303 pounds, and this ties her personal record. She is nominated with a 137.5 kilo deadlift. So she's looking to match that here today.
Box loaded 137.5 kilos.
She's got the full SBD kit on, SBD socks and belt, singlet, t-shirt.
Whoa, just a little much.
A little too heavy today. I think it bounced off her shins. In conventional, if it bounces off your shins, then you're all low back, so it's very hard to pluck it off the floor then.
Yeah. Lost her base, and we're going to move 152.5 kilo for the Belgian, who had missed this in her second attempt.
$152.5 on the bar.
I believe this matches her previous deadlift PR, but struggled to hit that in her second attempt.
No, she's nominated with 140 kilos, so this is 12.5 PR for her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she opened 5 kilos more than she was nominated with, so her opener was a PR, and maybe she just shot a little bit too much here, going for the 152.
Yeah, her feet are totally straight.
Very hard to pull sumo with your toes straight ahead like that.
Not even slightly tilted. And 152 will stay on the bar for Suzuki from Japan.
Her last one was 142.5, so a 10-kilo jump, and she had a little bit of a struggle there with the last one. So,
yeah, 10 kilos. That should bring it out. Let's see what happens.
I think she's going for a personal record here. She is nominated with 150 kilos, so it looks like she wants to set a personal record for herself at 2018 Worlds.
Moving into uncharted territory with the world watching Suzuki.
She's pulling. She's just got to lean back.
Slows on lockout, fighting those hips through the shoulders back.
Might have been a little bit of up and down on the bar.
And are the shoulders back? It's going to be close.
A little bit of up and down, I would think. Or soft knees or shoulders. Could have been a few things there.
Take your pick. It was a little untidy, but showed a lot of heart. And Uski from Finland, attempting 167.5 kilo.
So her PR before today was 165. So this is a 2.5 kilo PR for her as well. Her coach is back there with her, getting her amped up. And she is the lifter who uses hook grip, all smooth, no belt, which is amazing.
And that's a hook grip, all smooth, no belt world record, ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
We can assume for the 63 kilo class.
I haven't seen anyone else this week do hook grip, all smooth, no belt.
She would also be the first lifter to get her third attempt.
I've never seen someone deadlift with their hands that close. But I guess everyone wants to be on the knurling there.
Oh, not today.
Not today.
4 lifters up, 4 failed attempts. Who will be the first to get their third attempt in? 170 loaded on the bar for Steena Lyndell from Finland.
So she's nominated with 175 kilo deadlift. So this is actually 5 kilos below her personal record. She squat much more than she was nominated with and had a good day there in the bench. So oh, no, sorry, this matches her. No, not 3 reds yet. 5 kilos below. It's moving. Oh, I think she could have pulled 175 today and matched her personal record.
Stays conservative, but picks up 3 for 3 in the deads. And Sandra Iman of Germany, 175 kilo, being loaded on the bar for her final lift.
5 kilo PR. She matched her PR on second there with 170 kilo deadlift, jumping 5 kilos. 175 kilos looks nice because it's 3 reds.
There is some symmetry to it. And a milestone now. Imans is the lightest 63 kilo lifter.
She had a little bit of a struggle there with 170, so.
Uh-oh, a little too much.
Not today.
All right, here she goes, looking for that African record.
Sofia Curry of Algeria, 175 kilo on the bar. It'll be a second attempt at it, and I just caught Gino announcing this is also an African record. Something
15 kilos more than she's done before.
Wow, that's a big ask. Something to keep in mind. There are records falling. We're announcing the world records, but a lot of these are national records, regional records.
She got this on the second, but just had soft knees.
That's right.
So the strength is definitely there for her. She's just got to get those knees locked and shoulders back.
Flex the quads. sometimes when the judges see the quads flex, it makes it look a lot straighter, but they're not going to see it with those knee sleeves.
She's pulling. She's getting it. Almost lost balance backwards, but I think that might be a good lift.
Yeah,
2 weights
there's
is all
your
you need.
African record.
I think she had a little bit more strength-wise there on the deadlift. It was just the little technicalities. Knees locked, shoulders back.
When you like to lean back like that, sometimes you unlock your own knees. So Belden from Norway, 160 kilos. We're back into flight 2, and these will be openers.
So we did not have any of the top contenders here change their deadlift openers. I was thinking a few would change, go a little higher, put the pressure on a little bit more, but everybody kept the same openers they originally had put in.
And how will the battle finish? Thompson, Calhoun, Horner, and T. All clustered at the top. Beneath them, a bunch of scrappy contenders. Hoping the door will open.
That is a wide sumo. Beautiful.
The Norwegian takes a 160 kilo opener with 3 white lights.
So every deadlift in this this flight here is above 350 pounds.
Yeah.
Lowest deadlift was 352 just then on an opener. So we're going to see some pretty amazing deadlifts happening here.
Lara from Austria, 170 kilo being loaded on the bar for her opener.
She is nominated with 180 kilo deadlift, so this is 10 kilos below her best deadlift. Not sure what type of shoe she has on, but they do look quite low to the ground, which is always good for deadlifts. A nice,
Nicely
easy
done.
opener.
Yep, that's how you want your openers to look. Get on the board, solidify your total, and give yourself some room to grow.
Are we going to see Jen Thompson make a run for first?
All eyes on the platform. Let's see how smoothly Jen Thompson moves her opener. She likes big jumps.
No, this is not supposed to be her lift. This is the wrong lifter on the platform.
Well, that lifter had moved 170, and so is Jen Thompson. So I think. Yeah, that's no.
That was beautiful. Very fast, but
Was that 170 or was that 175?
That's 170. Don't know why she got a red there. Maybe shoulder's not back, but that was not supposed to be her.
Okay, did she just open with 175 then?
No, that's 170.
It is 170.
They've got the order messed up here a little bit.
Gotcha. So as long as the weight's on proper, and I'm glad you could belt off the mat that quickly. You're obviously used to. Oh, you are using kilo plates in your training.
I am, and these deadlifts are in the realm of what I'm lifting, so I know I know up to what I can lift very fast.
I remember your training videos. Kilo.
Yeah.
Kilo gym.
All right, so now we have 3 reds, which I love to see 3 reds on the bar.
Olson from Denmark, 175 kilo.
Bars loaded for Tonya. Tonya from Denmark. Tonya's from her.
Wow, she's nominated with a 200.5 kilo deadlift. So this should fly.
Wowzers.
And it does. Jen Thompson just made her move. 202.5. Prognosis puts her in first.
That is a massive 32.5 kilo jump. Now, I knew she liked big jumps, but that is huge.
I knew she wasn't going to go down without a fight, so.
Jen Thompson isn't the type that settles for bronze. She's going to scrap for the gold.
Maria Hetty is a hard one to scrap against.
Yeah.
And so is Samantha here from the U.S. as well.
And then you add Ivana Horn, and you got yourself a party. 185.
That flew for Maria.
Yeah.
Would you jump 10 on that?
I'd feel comfortable with her taking another 10.
With the smaller kilo female weight classes, the strength is normally there. It's just grip on the heavier weights.
Well, particularly, yeah, Maria's got smaller hands.
She does. So 195 is her best. So if she jumps to 195, that matches her personal record. I wouldn't go more than 195 on a second.
And Tavares, 185, smashing some world records earlier.
She has knee sleeves on.
Yeah. We'll let that pass because I like this one.
Me too.
See. Oh,
Beautiful.
You know what? Yep. And
that's a textbook sumo. A little slow off the floor, and then as soon as it breaks the floor, lock those knees and lean back.
Oh, she looks like she may have a hurt back there. That's not good. Showing hard to register a total with that. Not sure we're going to see her again. Here's the defending world champion, Ivana Horner. 202.5 kilo getting loaded on the bar. And it will be interesting to see if she's going to try to go toe-to-toe with Sam Calhoun in deadlift.
She's nominated here with 215, so this should fly. And she does have a little bit more to grow here in the deadlift, but she's in a dogfight here now to defend her title.
You know what? Sam Calhoun rarely has anybody stand up to her in the deadlift event, and Ivana is game. Challenge accepted.
Oh! She could not afford to have that happen.
Now
she still has a jump on her second. She cannot repeat that.
And risk bombing out. What if she misses her second on strength, though?
I don't know. If she does not jump on the second, I think she's setting herself up to not win world champion this year.
It is such a turn of events when
it's a hard call, though.
You go 3 for 3 in squats, but then one bench and then miss your dead opener.
This girl might have pulled 217 at Arnold's. I'm not sure. She had a very big deadlift at Arnold's.
202. Hornet's going to retake her opener. 202.5. Wow, this is scary.
All right, here we go.
Sam Calhoun is dialed in and on and struts off the platform. The gauntlet has been thrown down.
That looked like an opener.
Yeah, that 100% did. Now, Ivana Horner, defending world champion, is going to retake her opener and may have to make a Hail Mary pass in her final deadlift. If she can, what a dramatic comeback that would be.
Would you do a retake or would you have jumped?
Honestly, I would have done a retake to solidify myself in the game, and then I'll take the Hail Mary pass. But that's me. You could slice a I don't know what the saying is. Slice an orange a million ways.
Yeah.
Peel a banana a million ways.
The speed was great. It was just, that fall forward there on the lockout. I think I would have had to jump anyways just to stay in contention to win Worlds.
Yeah, you'd have to talk Tom into letting you, though. That's a risky move with the Canadian coaching staff. Aren't they mostly retake the openers? What do you think?
Most of the time, yes. I live with Tom. I could pout enough that I'm sure he'd let me jump.
Well said. Belden from Norway, 170.
That's a beautiful deadlift.
Yeah.
Very wide. Toes right out to the plates. She has to turn those toes in so she doesn't drop it on her toes on the way down.
Quick feet, and you know what? 10-kilo jump, and she handled it well. Lara, the Austrian, 180 kilos being loaded on the bar for her.
That first place finish is just bouncing back and forth between Jen, Samantha, and Maria here. They are tossing it back and forth. So now Maria's in third, and she jumped 5 kilos on the deadlift. She's trying to get every kilo she can here to try to secure center podium.
If all of them hit their seconds, Jen Thompson retakes her lead. Sam in second, followed by Maria T, but there is a lot of shifting to go in the final attempts. Expect some placeholders to be thrown up.
Oh, there will be some changes in here for third attempts, I am sure.
Austrian with 180 kilos, nicely done.
Jen jumped to 202.5. That's a big deadlift for her. She's nominated with 197.
Oh, wow. A 5 kilo personal best. Yeah, and she would be way out in front with that deadlift. Hopefully the juice is worth the squeeze. High risk, high reward.
High risk, high reward.
Now Maria T, 190 kilo being loaded on the bar.
I think Maria has this. 195 is her best, so 5 kilos less than her best. And her training cycle went so well this time. And she gained some weight, ate up to the 63 class.
Yeah,
so
those are variables you can't discount.
she performs so well on meet day. She's screaming. She wants it. She's wearing the same shoes here to deadlift as she wore for squatting today. So the flat deadlift shoes.
Pack light.
It's locked, but are the knees locked? I think they are. I think she's safe there on that one.
Tight.
One
Yep.
white, yep.
I could see the argument for that, but you know what? She's closer to the limit than I had suspected 190 would take her.
Yes. I know she was probably gunning for that 200 that she missed
Yeah.
at Arnold's. Well, gunning, I guess, for whatever she needs here to keep in first place or get in first place again.
I'll agree with you. Now, if that's a tell at all, how close to the limit is she?
I think she has 5 more. We got Team Canada's head coach over there.
I'm wondering if she needs more than 5. Now, again, we keep in mind you could change your last attempt twice. So
we got Avi Silverberg there, Team Canada's head coach for the open team, and he is pretty awesome with numbers. Not much gets by him. So
197.5 for Maria T's final. And here's Tonya Olson from Denmark, 190 kilo loaded on the bar. Wow, she's got a lot in the tank today.
Beautiful deadlift.
15 kilo jump from her opener, covering some ground real quick. Now Sandra Tavares from Brazil, 192.5 kilo loaded on the bar for her.
She looked like she was hurt on her second, or her opener, actually.
I'm surprised she's coming back out.
She looks like she's walking normal now. Sumo is, such a wide angle position. Right up in the groin area can easily feel tweaked when you're pulling heavy weights that wide.
Well, she definitely has the heart of a lion. No question about that.
She's going. She's going.
Oh, my gosh.
She executes all her lifts so beautifully.
Watch her limp off.
Yeah.
The heart on display right now. It's some inspiring stuff getting helped off the platform. You tell me these girls aren't laying it all on the line.
She'll shake that off now and come out. I guess being open and then doing the heavy weight really, really irritates the groin, and then she can shake it off and come back out and do it again, knowing it's going to hurt as soon as she puts it down.
She just wants it that badly.
Oh, here we go.
Ivana Horner. Now, the defending world champ, she didn't have a whole lot of strength issues with this. We think it's just balance. Expecting her to come out, smash 202.5, but then it becomes a question of where does she go from there?
I do think that she will not win Worlds now by not making a jump on second.
How about a podium finish still in the cards?
I think a podium finish is in the cards, but not center podium.
She has a massive dead. And there it is.
But champions do funny things. We've seen Jen Milliken there in the 57 class pull a deadlift that she looked like she missed at her knees, and she locked that out.
Hey, I just watched an M1 limp off the platform, come back and smash her second attempt.
So, yeah.
They're made of stiff stuff here.
Do you think she will put in a big enough deadlift to put her in first place?
Well, she'll put in a placeover holder for now. We'll see.
We got Jen Thompson here. She'll be hard to catch if she pulls this 202.5 kilos. This is a huge deadlift for Jen.
She is all types of fired up right now.
She can normally execute when she has to. If she had gotten that last squat or didn't jump 7 and jumped 5 and gotten it, it would have put less pressure on her here for the deadlifts, but she got to put it all on here now.
This is a huge deadlift. 5-pound PR in only your second attempt. Big risk, big reward. Is the juice worth the squeeze?
It's moving, it's moving, it's moving.
And that's why she's
lift.
Jen Thompson.
That is
Whoa! Wow! That's how you become a legend in this sport. Jen Thompson does it again.
We have a packed house here.
Yikes.
Wow.
Now, any of the other lifters vying for the 63-kilo title, Jen Thompson, the greatest 63-kilo champion of all time, is not going out without a fight.
So, will we see some changes here for third deadlifts? I think we've got some coming.
Sam Calhoun.
Jen Thompson just jumped to 210 kilos on that deadlift.
Sam Calhoun, 215 kilo loaded on the bar. Do not expect her to back down from a fight. I believe this is close to PR territory. Whoa, and she answers back. 215 kilo and the battle is on. 3 white lights for Sam Calhoun. This is going to come down to a dramatic last dead. Oh, action is heating up. 180 kilo for Belden of Norway, jumping 10 kilo, looking to finish 3 for 3. I see Stephanie crunching numbers, keeping her eyes on the scorecard. Keep us updated. Oh.
This is where Tom needs to be here. He's so quick at this. I have to whip out my calculator and start adding and subtracting.
I'm not even trying. Sam Calhoun just put in a last attempt of 225, just shy of 500 pounds. I believe that's a placeholder for now because she wants the dead last. She gets to see what everybody else is going to do, then load up the bar for the pulling win. Belden of Norway, 180 kilo on the platform right now.
10 kilo jump on her second. She has a textbook-looking deadlift. Oh,
nope,
a little bit too heavy there.
And I'm not going to lie to you, my heart is pounding.
Me too. This is so exciting.
Oh, goodness. Okay. And if you like heart, you like a display of bravery, here's... First, we're going to see Maria T. I was just setting up the Brazilian Tavares coming out for 197.5, but Maria T. is going to take the platform for 195 unless
I think she has to go 202.5 to match what Jen just did.
Maria T.
I think so, but my math's not as good as Tom, so.
Well, this is the advantage when you have the bigger dead. You get to pull after your opposition and load the bar with what you need for the win. So Maria, okay, first 187.5 for Lara from Austria.
Come on, let's go, Lara.
Tightening up the belt. Oh, it's a fight, but she's good for it. Struggling. Can she lock it out? Nope. Little down up on there. She loses her balance briefly. The spotters help her off the platform.
I am pretty sure she has to go 202.5 on second to match what Jen has already done. So that might be a little bit out of reach. I think
that's a big ask.
I don't think they're putting in a change here. I think 195 is, judging by the speed of her second, I think 195 is the lift that she needs to stay on that podium. I mean, the girls are all coming up strong here.
So Maria T is going to have to concede. She's not going to become world champion and settle for a medal on the podium. I say settle when the division is this packed. To get on the podium takes a monumental effort. The defending world champion may not even make it on the podium. That's how tight this is.
Right, and when your 190 kilo second attempt is not an absolute bullet,
Yeah.
you don't put 202 on there and lose your podium finish altogether for a Hail Mary.
I'm going to have to agree with you. It's a good attempt selection from Team Canada.
Yeah, I think that was a great call for Team Canada. If she pulls this, the other Horner has to jump pretty high to even catch third.
Yep. But
She has to pull more than 207 that she has in there.
Horner is a deadlifter. Maria, you know,
As a squatter.
she wants to finish on this podium.
And I am rooting for her hometown. Oh,
Nope. Oh, wow.
she can still finish on the podium. She still is in third
Yep.
place with her so she finished with a 481. So now Horner is only 11 kilos behind her. But of course she has to go 12 and a half because she's not going to pull a world record, I don't think.
Does Horner load it up to push T off the podium?
She definitely, I think she definitely does.
You think she should? Let's see what she's got. Now, first, Tavares.
Horner had more than 5 kilos on her second.
I would beg
missing that opener was just detrimental here.
That's
for her.
sports, though. Wow. It's all right, Tavares. Talk about the guts on this. You know, in Brazil, they must have the strongest team. They just grind out these attempts. The willpower. No, that should be good today. And she can barely get out of that position. Wowzers. That's going to be a long plane ride home, but I tell you what, she giving you all something to talk about. Gutsy performance. 202.5.
She's projected 5th place.
Top 5.
Masters lifter in the open category.
And happened to break a couple of Masters world records.
I am like sitting on the edge of my seat here wondering when those changes for the deadlift are going to go in.
It's like a good action-packed movie, and you know the end is going to pay off. Tonya Olson from Denmark, 202.5. 12.5 kilo jump from her second attempt. She has found herself in the battle of the 63s, and she is living up to the hype. Whoa!
I think Horner needs 220 kilo deadlift to get on that podium.
That would be amazing.
I don't know if she'll load that up. I think that might be a little bit out of reach here today.
Whoa, and Olsen, no.
Horner might keep the 207 and go for a deadlift medal. If something is so far, nope, we got an attempt change. Wow, is she 215?
Oh, okay.
215.
Just, what is that?
Oh, no, Jen Thompson. Jen is just trying to add kilos here because I don't think anyone can catch her now. Is that bench?
Jen Thompson, the 63-kilo legend.
Well, I should say, and that deadlift. She's up in the top 3 here for deadlifts as well.
Living up to her hype. She literally refuses to age. Born in 73, and I believe at this pace, in 10 years, we could be having this conversation. Yikes.
I think Canada is going to finish 3rd here because I do not think Horner is going to put 220 kilos on the bar.
Nope, I think she's wow. Here comes Jen Thompson, 207.5 kilo on the bar. This could be for the win. Just pushing it out of reach for any contenders to knock the queen off her throne.
I think this pretty securely puts her in 1st and would be her 2nd world record of today because she set one in the bench press as well. She set the open world record in the bench press, of course. Is this a Masters record here? I think this might be the Masters record.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is not the open record.
Whoa!
She's doing it.
Oh, she's stuck at the knees. And has that opened the door for Sam Calhoun?
Sam Calhoun is going to have to put in more than 221.5 that she has in.
She'll have to nudge it up another 2.5 kilo, and it's starting to become a very big ask.
Attention.
I would not be surprised. I honestly, Sam Calhoun is that type of
So Maria Hetty is securely in third place. Horna is not going for it. Of course, 220 kilos was a little bit out of reach here, so she's going to go for a deadlift medal here. So 210 kilos will give her a bronze medal in the deadlift. I'm sure that's not what she was hoping for coming into this today, but with a class this tight, I mean.
Yeah, it kind of is what it is. It's a medal at the World Championships. She's hoping to move from third place to a silver in the deadlift.
Bars loaded.
The crowd is clapping for her. Yeah, she had a hard day there. Missing 2 benches in that tight of a class.
Set her back.
And missing your opening deadlift, I mean.
Greatly set her back, yep. We had said you can't miss.
You can't miss and make the podium in this class.
Holy, I thought that was glued. Oh, no, I don't think it's going to happen.
The podium was just a little bit too far to reach for her today.
She'll take a bronze now.
Is she going to put an attempt change in to try to beat Jen, or she just won a gold medal deadlift? Oh, she already has a gold medal deadlift, so she might as well put it in. She can't lose anything now.
We have only had 2 lifters get their third attempt deadlift. I guess she's not going to pull.
She's securely in second. Even if she misses, Maria can't take second from her.
So in that case,
so I don't know what she's doing here. She might as well put it on.
I'm surprised she's not, because if her silver's not at risk.
We're going to scrub down the bar. She's going for the deadlift world record.
Maybe because of
deadlift the world record. All right.
Silver medal overall.
That's pretty cool too. And that's a huge deadlift.
Little bit. A world record is always pretty cool. Sam Calhoun looking to make history with 221.5 kilo loaded on the bar.
Coming second, silver to Jen Thompson. I mean, you cannot be unhappy with that. Huge deadlift here. 488 pounds for a 63 kilo female.
The biggest deadlift in 63 kilo history is about to be attempted.
She already has the gold medal in the deadlift. If she misses this or gets it, she's secure in gold for deadlift. And this will be a world record. It's actually moving. It's moving.
Oh, it's coming up right to the lockout, and I think she's done it. 3 white lights, and Sam Calhoun makes history.
I think she could have did the 2.5 kilos
Yeah, you know what? Having watched that,
did the 2.5 kilos more.
That's the type of calls that are going to be debated.
That was amazing. That deadlift was absolutely amazing.
Speed on that.
I think she could have did the 2.5 kilos
I think
more.
we're going to be right there. You know what? Okay, so quick wrap up here. What can you say about Jen Thompson, a legend in the 63 kilo class, establishing herself as obviously the greatest of all time that weight class has ever seen?
Jen Thompson, I mean, she's just a force to be reckoned with. She has that massive bench press, and she's a veteran of the sport. So she missed the squat. I bet you she didn't even blink an eyelash at that. She was fine with it. She moved on and came back on top as a champion. I mean, it's hard to beat someone with that much experience.
That kind of experience pays dividends. And what do you think about Sam Calhoun, the final deadlift? You know, I can't blame him for loading that up. We were both kind of saying probably a big ass to try to pull into first gold overall. The way that moved, your honest opinion?
I think that she could have pulled in a first.
It's got to be asked now.
And she actually only had to match Jen's total, so it was only 2.5 kilos more because she's lighter than Jen.
That's right. Now she's 23. Is my math right? A lot younger than Jen. Likely the future of the 63 kilo class, do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know that anyone's ever going to take that world record from Jen for the
bench press?
The bench press.
No.
I think that's stable and secure there for as long as powerlifting's going to be around.
I think civilizations thousands of years later will be talking about her bench press.
But to get on the center podium spot is getting harder and harder each year, but Jen Thompson delivers.
And
I am not surprised that Jen Thompson delivered, though.
And Maria T taking a bronze medal. I hope everybody liked that. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have the medal ceremony and obviously more action each and every day. Do not miss a single session from Six Pack Lapidat and Stephanie Pudacombe. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye, guys.
right, ladies and gentlemen, handing out the medals for this session, Robert Keller, Secretary General of the IPF. Give him a round of applause. And Gaston Perage, President of the IPF. Give him a round of applause. 63 kilo weight class, open category in the spot, the bronze medal winner, Ivana Horner from Slovakia. Silver medal winner, Sandra Iman from Brazil. And the gold medal winner with a new world record, hailing from Canada, Maria T.
All right, ladies. One, two, three.
Let's move on to the bench press now. Bronze medal winner, United States of America, Sofia Curry. Silver medal winner, Canada, Maria T. And the gold medal winner with a new world record, a big round of applause. Thank you, ladies. You may step back now. Let's move on to the deadlift. And now, bronze medal winner from Slovakia, Ivana Horn. Silver medal winner, United States of America, Jennifer J.T. Thompson. Go USA. And with a new world record from the United States of America, the gold medal winner, Sammy Calhoun.
All right, ladies. One, two, three.
Thank you, ladies. You may step back down. Let's move on to the total category. In the bronze medal position, hailing from Canada, Maria T. And the silver medal position from the United States of America, Samantha Calhoun. And ladies and gentlemen, with the gold medal winner, the four-time, now five-time, three-lift world champion from the United States of America, Jennifer Thompson! My voice is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of the United States of America. Big round of applause for all of our winners. some exit music, please. And the audience will give our ladies a continuous round of applause as they get escorted off the platform.